Liquid Cryptid, wanna keep it moving, baby. Dabbleverse stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air, cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6, jonesing for your fix, so that dabble politics mix. So where the fudge you at, punk? Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it all every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time, so you better get some better views and get saved up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabble is blasting out the political shit. The asking for shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back up, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. 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 Hey ladies, where you at? Hey fellas, where you at? And the dabblers that don't give a fuck, where you at?
Welcome to Dabbling in Politics. I am Mumbling Nick. With me, as always, is Mr. Liquid Cryptid. How are we doing, sir?
Doing well, sort of.
Yeah.
The technical issues over here, so
yeah, one of us always has tech issues, I swear. So we got a 9 o'clock edition. I think we were talking off air. I think I think the first ever Dabbling in Politics was 9 o'clock. I think we're gonna go back to that. It just seems we run out of time during the day. He's got Liquid Cryptid's got stuff going on. I have a second job, landscaping. I usually start in the spring, so that started up. So, working Saturday and Sunday, and then trying to do the other stuff. We seem to be running out of time. So this 9 o'clock could be a new thing. So stay tuned. It almost certainly is.
Yeah, I think 9 o'clock is going to be a better time for both of us. The entire reason we do this is because we're busy.
Right. Yeah.
It's like we want to talk politics, but we don't have time to get into it.
Yep.
To dig deep. So that's the whole point of this is we're two busy guys.
Absolutely. And unlike some other Dabbleverse podcasts, we actually plan things, but we don't go in depth. We talk about what happens during the week. Towards the end of the week, we'll pick a topic or two, whatever. And that's pretty much the extent of it. We do most of our research happens during the week, whatever we're listening to or watching. The big the big story this week was I forget that lady. Oh, Shiloh Hendricks.
Yeah.
Was that female? As I said, the only other thing I could think of was the Trump ABC interview. But then I just found out today I think he gave another interview last night to somebody else, which I haven't watched. So
Yeah, I haven't watched it. I just watched the ABC one, and it wasn't, other than his little just constantly just me face palming, just like, dude, get off the subject of the guy's tattoo saying it was MS-13 on there. We all know it was
it was
the
funny
N-word
because
around the world. But he kept going in, he kept going back to it, going back to it. I'm like, dude, shut up.
Let it go. Like the reporter was even trying to just, all right, yeah, we'll agree to disagree or whatever he said, Yeah, the only other part I found, not even that was that interesting, but when he was at the very beginning, when he was talking about the different portraits and everything in the White House.
Oh yeah, the little Oval Office tour.
Yeah. Yes, written asylum. The N word heard. The N word heard around the world. Yes.
That gives. By the way, I got an idea. I know how we can make some money.
Dude, I hope you're gonna say exactly what I was to go ahead. I almost.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I could drive up there and we can go to a park and I'm sure we can figure something out to make a little money.
I almost tweeted the other day. I'm like, hey, any African American friends out there, if you guys want to split $1 million, I'll be the asshole. I'll say it. You complain, rat me out, and we'll split whatever I get. It's crazy. Like, don't get me wrong. As much as obviously I don't agree with what that woman did, I'm not into doxing people. Even in that, I'm really not. I'm into doxing people if they commit some kind of crime. Yeah, you know what? It was awful. But she's got 2 kids, and now those 2 kids, you know what I mean? If she has to worry about shit, she's got 2 little kids. I don't know. It might be a controversial view, but I wish people didn't even bother figuring out who the fuck she was.
Yeah, or never should have been really gone around in the first place.
Yeah, it's
not that big a deal. Although it seems, if you look at some of the comments, from certain people, you would think, they killed somebody. She'd killed somebody.
So what kills me is how many times do you think something like that happens every week? I'm sure a ton. You know what I mean?
Every day, yeah,
and
all the time.
It's just because that one got recorded, and it seems like all these guys. So I think the guy that recorded, he was once charged with a physical assault on a teenager, and it got dropped or something like that. But these guys never have clean records either that do the recording or get involved. I don't know.
I don't even know who did the recording. All I saw, in fact, I haven't even seen the video of it.
No,
I've just been watching all the shenanigans online going on about it. The only real thing that I thought was kind of shitty about it was Give Send Go decided to turn off the comments on that one, and the black kid that killed that white kid.
Oh, Karmelo Anthony.
Whatever his name is. And I thought that was kind of shitty because while they were over there on that Give Send Go talking about how all whites need to die, everything was fine, and then all of a sudden, some lady gets $1 million for saying the N-word, and we got to shut this shit down.
Yeah, it's bad.
They're still getting the money. They just turned off the comments.
Right.
All the comments were fine when we were talking about murdering white people.
I don't know, man. Yeah, there's too divisive. Like, I don't like these people becoming even heroes out of this whole thing. Either side. Like, I'm on record as I don't agree 100. I mean, what Karmelo Anthony did, the black kid that stabbed the white kid, I guess you could say self-defense, but I never agree with that shit. I just don't. I think if there's a way out, you take the way out. I don't think at a school track you had to stab somebody to save your life.
Yeah, I don't think it was self-defense.
Yeah, that's one. Well, unfortunately, in this country, I don't know. I think self-defense gets pretty. I know we already disagreed on this. By the way, I don't think I ever officially said this. I should. When we had our Kyle Rittenhouse, we went through the 3 different. I forget who else we went through. George Zimmerman and somebody else.
Floyd Zimmerman and
That's right. Yeah, the Floyd one. So I still disagree with what Rittenhouse did, but I now think what he did was probably technically legal. So I have to admit that from like talking with you and looking into it. I guess I don't agree with the law, is what I should say. But I guess like I understand the not guilty verdict at this point. So, but I like that was another situation where I felt like he could have done something to get out of it. But again, even
Well,
that
he
one,
did. He was running away.
I think the Carmelo one was even worse because like I understand there's a bunch of kids, he's outnumbered, but again, it's a fucking track meet. You're not going to get killed at a track meet. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, ordinarily you would.
Right. I mean, like, like 20 guys aren't just going to start pounding you without something happening. That's all I'm saying. It'll get broken up or whatever.
No, in fact, all he had to do was leave because he was in the wrong place.
I try to put myself in other people's shoes. I try to remember what it was like. You know, I'm sure there's a lot of chest puffed out going on both sides. You know, teenagers and shit.
Yeah.
But
I wouldn't doubt he was there to start shit.
So that's what I'm wondering. Like I've heard both of these stories, the Shiloh Hendricks and the Karmelo Anthony. It's like I still don't know I hear different versions of everything. I heard like he was under there because of the weather, but I don't even know if it was raining or not. Like that's like he was the closest one, and that's why he was under it. If that's not the case, then I have no fucking idea why he was under it.
I think he was there to start some shit.
Could be. And with Shiloh, it was so funny. The first 3 times I heard people defend her, I heard 3 different stories. I think the autistic kid, I ended up taking like a applesauce snack pack, some snack from out of, I don't know. First I heard he grabbed the diaper bag, then I heard he grabbed the yogurt, then I heard he grabbed the fucking applesauce. I don't fucking know.
Well, he seemed to be like out of control or something. That's really all I was getting out of it. Like he was out of control, and there's no parent to be found.
So what's I? So yeah, ironic. I have a little insight into the, obviously not this particular case, but as someone that has had children and has lived when I had my youngest, we were living near a park in the city, so we used to go there all the time. And I can't tell you how many parents would go there just so their kids could play in the park and they could, you know, shoot the shit with each other, do whatever on their phone. It was like I had to deal with kids too that were just, you know, and I never get mad at the kid. You get frustrated, like, what the fuck is where the fuck is the parent? You know what I mean? But
well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with letting your kid run around and stuff. 100%,
100%.
But if your kid's, going up, especially to strangers, if your kid's going to go up and start, even just being around, stranger adults, especially if it's a really young kid, it'd be kind of like, hey, let's go play over here.
Yeah, it's honestly, if the kid, I don't know what
especially if he's
how severely autistic he is, but if he's got those issues, I think you want to keep an extra eye on him. You know what I mean?
Oh, exactly. Especially if he is the kind that's going to go over and just start fucking with other people's stuff.
Yeah, and it goes both ways. He might even be. I mean, 5-year-olds are gullible to begin with. He might be extra, hey, little boy, you know what I mean, type of thing. And next thing you know, he's kidnapped.
Super molestable.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess that's one way to put it. I was trying to think of the best way to say it.
Easily molested. Yes.
Yeah. So, I also, and I don't know if this is, goddamn, it's so hard to know what's true anymore. I saw a picture of the woman supposedly holding up a sign. Fuck, I wish I remember who tweeted this. There was somebody with a ton of followers on Twitter tweeted they made her write down something like a dollar amount in like the N-word to prove it was her, not a scam or something like that. So like, we weren't giving money until blah blah blah. So I see this picture of her holding up, $250,000 N-word, and it's like, I don't know if that's fucking true or not either, because it's like I can't figure this out. I don't think the woman, like I said, I don't think she should have got doxxed, but I don't think she's a fucking good person or a hero in this whole fucking thing either.
No, she certainly shouldn't be getting all that money.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't understand why people are giving
I
or
don't
even
get
giving
it.
the money in the first place.
100%. Yeah.
Well, I know why it is. It's because it's a big fuck you to as I said, what's his name, the black kid
Yeah, I've
that
heard
was getting all that money, and and he's not a good kid either. You've seen some of his social media stuff where he's posing with guns and all sorts of shit.
Oh, really? Yeah, no, I haven't.
Yeah.
It's funny, uh, I read, like, a couple articles, and one article made them, and obviously, like, I'm sure they both have punky issues, but they brought up how the the black kid had a bunch of white friends, the white kid had a bunch of black friends, so we thought they praised, basically, the article was like other people are bringing race into it or whatever. But yeah, no, I didn't even hear about that with the
Yeah,
guns or
it's
whatever.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, gangster trying to be all
Yeah,
gangster
yeah,
and shit.
wannabe gangster
Yeah,
fucking bullshit
yeah,
when
yeah.
you're living in the nice suburbs of Texas or whatever.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. They're not fooling anybody. That was a
Right,
very
right.
nice rifle he was trying to be gangster with.
Yeah, yeah. But it seems like this just happens. I don't know. I know I'm the lib on this, but this happens like too much. And I guess it happens. I think it happens more not just because it's a right wing thing. I think it's just how do I want to say it. I think I don't know.
It's a
Maybe the right wingers have weapons more often than the left
it's
wingers.
it's
So just
it's
yeah,
it's a social media thing.
they're huge. I can't.
It's all
I
social media. Like
I
none of this would be happening if it wasn't for you know X specifically. I would say now because that is social media now.
written this off. You bring up a good point. Like I sometimes it's hard to even know. Sometimes these things like totally different thing, but the Hawk Tour girl, like things that just blow up out of nowhere. I remember whatever it was like a year or two ago, that fucking I think that redheaded guy that wrote a fucking song on a banjo and he fucking blew up and
Yeah,
yeah, whatever the fuck is I don't remember anymore.
yeah,
But
Oliver, whatever his name
yes,
is,
yeah, yeah.
Oliver.
It's like the shit just I always wonder how much of this is, and I'm not a conspiracy theorist guy at all. My shit's always like money and
Oliver.
politics, greed and power. That's all it is. But it's like I guess that could be it. There's someone pumping money into these guys, or there's someone, hey, is there behind the scenes media thinking like, hey, let's focus on this fucking person? I don't know.
Well, I don't know because that guy is Oliver Anthony, I believe was his name.
Yeah.
That guy, he literally he took his bag, he toured for a year, got all the money he could, and he disappeared. He just basically quit working and which was his goal anyway.
Yeah.
Eventually, he just lived out in the woods on a bunch of land, and yeah, he even made a YouTube video. I followed him for a little bit. He even made a YouTube video saying, "I made my money and I'm out. I'm just gonna be a private person again, living on my land."
Good for him. You know
and
what's
making
funny
music
about
for
him?
fun.
What was funny about him is like I'm sure he leans right at least, but he wasn't like he didn't act like super. He acted almost like
No,
almost.
he's almost libertarian more
Yes, 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 yeah,
more than a right
absolutely.
winger. Yeah,
Right,
because
right.
even when he, people were like playing his anthem and stuff like that, he says, "I mean, you too,"
Yeah, yeah, right. I remember that
I
shit.
think
He's almost yeah,
he literally came out and said, "Well, no, I mean the Republicans as well. Don't
yeah. He's
don't
like
think
the
this is just it's all politicians."
libertarian's probably the best way because I was about to say the right wing version of economic populist, but yeah, that's
So
probably what a
libertarian.
libertarian is. So yeah. So yeah, like I didn't have a problem with the guy at all. And at least he had a talent and he didn't fucking kill anybody. You know what I mean? So, or didn't
Yeah, or shout the N-word at a little
yeah,
kid,
right. It's
which
like yeah,
which is
it's
almost the same as killing somebody apparently,
no, it's obviously not, but what kills
but it
me.
makes you
There you
some
go.
good money.
Yeah, I can't it's like so disheartening to me. I'm like, Jesus Christ. Like, I mean, I read that Carmelo Anthony's family, I think they upgraded their car big time. That like they already had money from what I understand. So I don't know what the fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they were like, I think they showed their house and the first article was well, they bought this fancy house with the money, and it came out like, no, that's where they lived.
Yeah.
It's like, oh,
It's like,
okay.
Jesus.
Why is this guy stabbing other kids at his obviously upper middle class high school?
Right. Yeah. That's what I can't believe. Like Not that I would ever condone it, but at least if you live in the inner city and you see that shit all the time, fine. Not fine, but it's more understandable than living in a fucking nicer place than I ever fucking lived in my life, and I never
Yeah.
thought about stabbing fucking nobody. Yeah, people just don't think like that's my because I could never do it. Like I said, I could only kill someone if fucking I had to save my life or somebody else's. Not because I'll take an ass beating before I'll fucking shoot somebody or stab somebody. But I don't know. This fucking
But just straight up stabbing somebody is
yeah, and
crazy.
as I
I mean,
said,
and for nothing either.
yeah, just a bunch of chest bumping. And I know like people probably don't think about it, but I part of the reason I get Rittenhouse shit is because I'm like, dude, there's fucking cops everywhere, and then this fucking, I'm sure there were cops at this fucking track meet, you know what I mean, or fucking other some kinds of security or teachers and shit like that. So upper
I mean, I would
class,
imagine. I mean, when I was in high school and we had our sporting events, there was security.
yeah. So there was, and as you said, he could have just left. He could have just fucking swallowed his pride and fucking left. I don't know why he
As
wants to
I said,
hang around kids he doesn't
I
fucking
wouldn't.
know anyway. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt that he was just doing that to cause shit. And why he brought a knife to stab some people, I don't know, man. Why even have that there? Why was he even allowed to have it in there? Even when we were kids, we weren't allowed to even have our pocket knives there. I carried a
Yeah.
pocket knife everywhere. I always have since I got my first one when I was like 5 or 6. I've always carried a pocket knife, and even at those functions, we weren't allowed to. I could carry. This was back. To let you all know, this is back when everybody carried a pocket knife, even in high school. To school, everybody
Yeah.
had a knife.
Yep. I mean, I
But
still,
not to like those kind of functions or whatever, sporting events and things like that. We were not allowed to carry anything that could be considered a weapon.
yeah, obviously he wasn't supposed to, but I guess they didn't go through his bag or whatever the fuck. Yeah, I do too. Even to this day, I always have at least a pocket knife or a box cutter or something on me. You never know when. I mean, I use a box cutter a lot for part of one of my jobs, and then
Oh,
yeah, then you never know when you need a knife. But I don't know what kind of knife he had. I don't know if he had the kind of knife we would use, or if he had some kind of fancy fucking blade. I still actually have no idea.
yeah, I don't know anything about it because I haven't really looked that deep into it because I don't particularly care that much. I mean, I care in that he shouldn't have done it, and that's about as far as I really
Yeah.
looked into it because it's just it's the same thing with this chick. I never even really looked into it because I'm not interested enough.
100%. Yeah.
The interesting part of the story is the money, not what she did.
Right. Yeah. That I couldn't agree more. Like even the Karmelo Anthony, I didn't look into it for over a week. Like all of a sudden on my Twitter, as just like if people on both sides, like, oh my god, black kid killed a white kid. Oh my god, blah blah blah. Like,
And then
all
let's look
right,
at how
I
much
don't
money
even.
he's getting for his defense fund, and then it's you look what they're buying with the money that the said he's getting for his defense fund.
Yeah, I didn't even
And
look
then,
into it until that shit started happening. I'm like, all
yeah,
right, let me see what fucking happened here. I was like, oh, I'm like, whatever. Yeah, and this like it's just I don't know how this shit. I mean, I'm sure it's all the algorithms or whatever, but like I said, this shit probably happens fucking every day. I'm sure this isn't even the first one that was ever fucking recorded, but this one
oh
blew up.
no, I
Yeah,
bet you can go on YouTube and find an infinite amount of
yeah.
especially now, but previously an infinite amount of people yelling the N-word at black people.
Yeah. The one thing I did want to like, I didn't like people that were on her side were like, she was defending her child. I'm like, dude, I don't want to be a dick. But like I said, if there was no parent in sight, it's the fucking parent's fault. But I'm like, but 5-year-olds are gonna do that shit, man. You know what I mean? Especially an autistic one. Like that's the only time I used to get frustrated at the park if like, my little kid's playing with something and then some other kid over and he's trying to steal it from him. And I'm like, no, 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 little boy. And I'm looking for his parent, hoping the parent's gonna be like, no, 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 no. But because I'm not into parenting someone else's fucking kid. I don't believe in it. But I
Yeah,
understand
sometimes you
kids are
have
gonna,
to, because well, if they're not
yeah,
going to do it,
right, right. Well, I just mean like, no, I'm gonna protect my kid's shit from getting stolen, but I'm not acting like the way they were talking, like she's protecting the kid. I'm like, the kid was just taking a snack.
Y-
Obviously, shouldn't have
he's
done it. Obviously, it's the fucking parents' fault, but you know,
yeah, the kid was just being a nuisance, but obviously, well, if he's autistic, which who knows, and at 5 years old, I mean,
no, that's a good
they're
point.
all
But
annoying
yeah,
at 5 years
right.
old, autistic or not. I don't think that's a
Yeah,
good
we used to always
reason.
joke. Everyone says the terrible two is, and we're like, man, 3 and 4 and shit like that was fucking way worse. They're still fucking pretty cute at fucking, not that they're not cute at 5, but they start becoming fucking terrorists and shit like that when they're like 3, 4, and 5.
Yeah, they get around too well.
Yeah, right, exactly. Yeah,
At least at 2 o'clock, or 2 o'clock. At least at 2 years old, you can catch them
yeah.
real easy.
I
they're
get.
not. They're not. They barely get around, but yeah, by 5, they're getting around way too well, and can get into anything
Oh my god, we got a picture.
immediately.
Yeah,
They
we got
could
a
be on
picture.
the other side of the yard, out in the back. You go in, grab a beer, turn around, and trip right over them.
Yep. What's funny is we used to joke. The only time you notice something is if they're being too noisy or too fucking quiet.
Yeah,
Like we got a picture of our kid fucking God, he was probably like 4 or 5 or something like that. And it's he's in his pajamas. All of a sudden he's in the kitchen. He goes into the kitchen and you don't hear anything. And I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? And I go out there and he's got the fridge open and he's got like, I can't remember if it was a tub of butter or a stick of butter, but he's like trying to eat butter with his fingers. I'm like, what the hell are you doing? And he's got like the smile on his face. I'm like, you're too quiet out here, dude. I knew you were up to something out here. I'm like, Jesus.
yeah, exactly. Also, what's her money for?
Yes.
Protection, she said.
Yeah, what's funny, I think the original goal was like 100,000 or 150,000, and she got that real quick. So she changed it to 250, and she got that real quick. So then it went up to like 1 million. It was supposed to be to like relocate or protect their kids or whatever.
Which is
Which is
still the comments she's been getting.
true, but what's ironic is she's the idiot that posted pictures of her kids on the. She switched it after the first. She originally posted with pictures of her and her 2 kids. Their faces plain as could be. Then she changed it to like just a close up because she was holding one kid and the other kid was down there. So it was a close up, so you could just see her and the kid she's holding, and they blurred out the face finally. But like late, and I'm not gonna lie, that's something else. Like not like I said, I think what she did bothers me more, obviously, than I get the point you're making. It's not even close to fucking killing somebody, but it still fucking bothers me. But I wouldn't record, and I know it's legal because it's in public, but I wouldn't record a video of a mother and her little kid and then post it without at least blurring out the kid's face. I wouldn't do that. This fucking, I don't know. I feel
Yeah,
creepy. Stuttering John
yeah,
did that. Remember, everyone gave him shit. Fucking high school students he's posting pictures of. Have someone else's kid. You're not supposed to do that shit, man.
yeah. That's also a good point too. Like, if you're recording somebody and there's kids in it, at least crop them out or blur
Yeah.
them or whatever. Like, you should be nobody's a decent person anymore. So
No.
and
And
they think that being and treating people who aren't decent like an asshole just makes you another asshole.
so written asylum, I don't think so, but I did see something. Whatever local law enforcement said they were aware of it and looking into it for some hate thing, but I don't think. I mean, there's no crime there. I don't.
Yeah, there is no crime, and
Yeah,
it is very well, and it should not be prosecuted as a crime.
yeah. I know there's such a thing as a hate crime, and obviously she's not a fan of black people, but I don't know if just calling them a slur.
You can call people the N-word. You can
Yeah.
call black people the N-word, and not. That's not a hate crime. It means you go up and you beat the shit out of them because they're black. But yelling, calling them the N-word because they're black is not a hate crime.
I actually I think Renus, are you asking because of if she's trying to raise money for a defense fund? Yeah, I don't think there's going to be a defense.
No.
I think it's, and to be clear, I forget what her thing said, but I think it was more to protect and relocate her family anyway. To be fair to her, I don't think she said anything about a defense fund that I'm aware of.
Right now, she's raising money because all the, I think it's legitimately just an anti, that black kid.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of comments like that, like people.
I think it's just anti that. It's just like, hey, let's they're chipping out about this lady, so let's give her a bunch of money, to show her that to show that I don't know.
Yeah.
In fact, I don't know. I have no idea. Everybody wants to say, oh, it's white supremacy and all this sort of stuff like that, and it's like, no.
So here's where I'm
torn.
torn.
It's probably sort of like a racial issue, but I think it like I don't know. I don't know why people are getting. I just
yeah,
maybe if it was a racial issue, it wouldn't be that much money.
I'm surprised. I'm always surprised at the number of people that give to these. Like, it could be something I agree with, and I'm like, yeah, good luck. You're not getting my money. You know what I mean? I don't donate. Yeah, only time I ever donate to anything is like, and it's awful, I guess, but it's if someone in my community went through something, their house burned down. Like my parents' house burned down. I mean, I was already out of the house. I was in my 20s, and the community came together, and they don't, So I always remember that. So I try, if something in my community happens like that, yeah, I'll donate. But I'm not giving the fucking strangers in another state that fucking for weird fucking shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't generally give that much. I don't really give money. I don't donate that much at all. It's just the same thing. Like if it's like a local thing, sure, absolutely.
You talking about Wendy? Yeah. I have a soft spot. Hey, I got a couple. I just got to clip it. We got Wendy to give a couple. I got her. Well, Eckel was running. He did a after the did you watch the Wendy thing that Eckel did?
I did not know.
Okay, it was
I was going to, but then didn't.
Yeah, I mean, you didn't miss much. It was just they actually watched like Wendy's first ever appearance on Howard Stern, so at least they did watch something. Shocking. I know we all got older, but shocking like difference like how Wendy looks now compared. Actually, shocking how she looked. I forgot what she looked like back then. But yeah, I if you donated, like she'd thank you, and then she'd say whatever the fuck you wanted. She usually had cunt at the end, whether you wanted her to or not. But yeah, I got her to say, "Free Luigi, Elon, go back to Africa," and then we got like a something like watch dabbling in politics or something like that. But unfortunately, she butchered it a little bit, but hey, I guess that's more of the charm, Wendy charm. But I wanted to like cut it up and maybe put it at the beginning of like or the end of our show, whatever, like having Wendy say it. But yeah, I guess Wendy's not technically in my community, but it is what it is. But we're in the Dabbleverse,
Yeah, that's also kind of not what I meant. I mean,
right. I know. Yeah,
I've thrown exactly. Wendy a couple of dollars on the Cash App, I've given to the Scat Fund. She's like, I need a burger. I was like, okay, Wendy, here's a burger.
Yeah,
and I don't even really, watch Wendy at all because, I kind of find it sort of boring.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. I find her
it's a bunch of people. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just a bunch of people fucking with a slow adult, a slow person.
Yeah, I think Bobby Nick is sincere, but some of the other ones I'm not so sure. I respect Bobby Nick for that, but some of the other ones I'm sure it's like, yeah, it's a Dabbleverse, so it's okay to like have a little fun, but just don't. I don't know. There's a limit. Don't make someone the butt of the joke or whatever.
Well, make somebody the butt of the joke, but how about somebody who's competent enough to understand being
what's going on?
All the butt of the jokes, right. All the butts of the joke in this Dabbleverse don't understand they're the butts of the joke.
There was actually, I totally forgot. I don't know if Written Asylum remembers this. There was a creepy moment during it. I made a joke and immediately regretted it and like took it back. Apparently somebody out there is sending Wendy unsolicited dick pics, which is beyond fucked up.
And weird.
Yes.
That's just
Yes.
weird.
It's weird
Stop
in
that.
general. It's extra weird when you're doing it to someone, with
Yeah, like
mental.
Wendy.
Yeah, right. It's like, Jesus Christ. The fuck is wrong with you? Like, just unnaturally when she's like, oh, I'm getting pics or whatever. I'm like, yeah, sorry, Wendy. Like, joking, it's me. Then she says it's dick pics. I'm like, oh, shit. Nope. Not funny. Fucking Christ. Fucking weirdos.
It's not funny at all.
No. Oh, God. What do we got? I think we.
So we're already out of
Yeah,
topics.
I agree.
I mean, as I said,
Yeah.
we talk about the ABC interview, but it was actually fairly boring.
Yeah. I got an idea. Written Asylum. If you got anything interesting this week, shoot us a quick message. Well, like I said, all we had this week was this, which is why I even said like, yeah, at most we'll just do an hour tonight because I can't imagine it's gonna take a fucking hour to even talk about this.
Yeah, and I'm even scrolling X right now, just looking for something, and it's the same old bullshit.
Yeah, we're gonna have to start digging deep coming up. I don't know, like general
the whole
topics.
point of this show is that I'm sorry.
No, go on.
The whole point of this show is that we don't dig deep, and
No, right,
when we started this show, we didn't have to.
No, there was so much going on. The Doge, and like we were picking the top 2 topics every week and then putting everything else aside because there was like too much. And now it's tariffs every fucking day, which we've already declared is boring.
And they seem to be working.
I don't know about that, but I don't want to. I don't know yet what's going on. We'll see.
Well, I got a lot of, from what I understand, we got a lot of trade agreements going on with a lot of different countries are saying, okay, we'll have a fair trade agreement.
Yeah, I did hear that, but I also heard he's going hand in hand to China, which I actually hope he fucking is. Like, I don't want,
Oh yeah, he's still giving the screws to China, and China is China, and China is I guess really sort of fighting back. But I've heard that it hasn't been a great economic strategy for China because China, I guess, is extremely reliant on manufacturing for the United States. And from what I understand, it's like their credit score got bumped down. Their ability to get loans and stuff is starting to go away.
Yeah, there is some tension on the India
I guess we could
Paki border there. Yeah,
there always has been.
Right.
Ever since they drew that line, it's been contested.
I almost tagged Eckel in something the other day because he's always making India Pakistan jokes. He doesn't get the political aspect of it, but makes jokes about the people. It's like, I forget what I was gonna say, but it's like, look what's fucking going on between your 2 favorite fucking people over here. Yeah, that's a good one, Asylum. But I gotta be honest, I don't have a lot to say about it. Yeah. To be fair, this country is. Yeah, I guess the UK. That's what I hear.
Oh yeah, I guess that's true. Yeah. My cardiologist is Indian from England.
He's so funny.
Yeah, here in America, he's got an English accent and he's an Indian man. My cardiologist.
Eckel has that dry sense of him and Rochi. So there was Rochi. They both pretend to have Pakistani wives, which they don't have. But I remember when I first heard Rochi talk about it, I wasn't sure if he was fucking serious or not, so I didn't want to make any jokes. And of course, he's joking, but it's like I was like the way they would joke about it, I don't know if they were joking about it because their wives are Pakistani or just because they're weren't really fans of the people to begin with. Let me see. What do we got? Let's be like every other fucking even though you already scrolled through every other Dabbleverse fucking show and scroll through. I'm trying to think.
Oh, there's the video from Shiloh Hendricks.
Oh yeah, you haven't watched it, right? It's very short. I mean, you never see.
Yeah, it's 50 seconds.
Yeah, she could have got out of this whole fucking thing because he doesn't have her saying it to the kid. Like nothing. He started recording after the whole interaction.
Yeah, she's just walking away and flipping on the bird and.
Yeah, I
whatever.
think he's Indian or Pakistani, so she made like, or Islamic or something, or Hindu. So she made some kind of like fucking thing, and then flipped him off and finally said the N word. But she could have got away. But hey, I guess she's probably glad she said the N word. Last I knew, she had 600 something. She's gonna hit that million. I know she's gonna hit it.
Yeah, let me tell you what. I'm not a racist person, but and I generally, won't call a black person the N-word. But if you offered me $1 million, I would call every black
100%.
person.
Yeah.
Every black person I see for the rest of my life's getting called the N-word.
So, all right, I'm gonna admit something. Oh, go on.
And honestly, if I told my friends who are black that I'm getting $1 million
Right. Yeah.
to say that, they'd be like, "Can I get some of that?"
Yeah. What the
Like,
fuck?
they'd be like, "Yeah, do that. Yeah, it's fine. I don't care."
There have been a few funny jokes out of it. I've seen a few people be like, "Man, I've been saying the N-word for free this whole fucking time," or something like that. All of a sudden, Jesus Christ. But yeah, one point I want to bring up, and I'm probably gonna admit something I shouldn't admit, but whatever. Part of the reason, like, I don't like this whole doxing this lady and this and that. I mean, this shit out of context. It always fucking bothers me, and obviously, like, I mean, this all seems legit, but I. So when I get, here's what I'm gonna admit that's bad. When I get really mad about certain things, I have said things I shouldn't fucking say. And there's one thing in
Yeah, we
particular I can relate to this a little bit. This was, God, 15 years ago, at least somewhere between 15, 20 years ago. Living in the city, we had a neighbor. She was a single mother with a little girl. Her husband had died. He was a roofer, and he fucking literally fell off the roof and fucking died. And she was a drug addict. And it was frustrating, but it's obviously something I understood. So I remember one time she didn't even have money to give her little girl birthday presents or whatever. So I got like a few, and trust me, I didn't break the bank. I went to like a couple small things at Walmart, dollar store, whatever. But anyway, she had a drug dealer who was bothering her. The guy had fronted her drugs. She didn't have the money for it. Let's just say he wanted payment one way or the other. She didn't want to do anything, so he's calling and threatening to pretty much sexually assault her or whatever if he doesn't give her the money. And the little girl, I snapped. So I got on the phone with him, and I was stupid and gave the dude my address, and I was like, "Hey, dude, fucking show up." And he was black. I didn't call him the N-word, but I was like, "Fucking, you know where I live? Show up." And I'm like, I'm gonna lynch you from my fucking tree. So I was so mad at the guy. Awful thing to say, but I was like, he was threatening to like, grape. If that's, I guess I'm not monetized. Rape a fucking. The lady was trouble, but I was friends with the lady, and she had a little girl, and I was just so pissed at the fucking guy. So awful thing to fucking say, but if that's all you have is me saying that, holy shit, it's fucking terrible. You know what I mean? But if there's some context to it, still not great, but a little more understanding. So that's why I don't like.
You're dealing with
He's a scumbag. Yeah.
probably somebody that society could live without.
Right.
Probably could use a good lynching.
Yeah. So I was just like, and so like I said, if we're too quick with this shit, like there could be like video of something like that, and if someone posts just the end, you never know. You know what I mean? And then someone's life is ruined when really what they did wasn't even close to as bad as what everyone thought they did. Yeah, my man, I am a very mellow person, but it's like when I do snap with shit like that with friends and family, I usually say shit I shouldn't fucking say. Thankfully,
we've all been there and done that.
So I remember, God, I think it was like a year or two ago, I almost got in a fight with a guy Memorial Day. I just like lost. Yeah, I think it's a boring story, but yeah, there's another thing. He was shit faced. We were leaving the local fireworks. We lived right down the street, so we just walked. This guy's just looking like white trash. He's making his wife drive, and it's tough to drive out because everyone's leaving, everyone's walking out, and he's like, "Just run him over." And my wife's like, there's a bunch of kids here, and he's like, yeah, I'll run you over too. So I snapped on the fucking dude. Like, I told him to get the fuck out of his blah, blah, blah. But that's the kind of shit, like, I snap over it. I'm like, this guy probably could have kicked the shit out of me if he wasn't shit faced. But anyway, he didn't do anything. I'm just saying, you got people that may snap here and there for legit reasons. And if they say something, it's more understandable. So that's why even when I don't agree, I'm not into this whole doxing, trying to ruin this. This lady might be a racist lady, but I don't want her life ruined over it. It's fucking stupid.
Oh, I mean, her life wasn't ruined. I mean, they
Yeah.
certainly tried.
Right, and it backfired.
Wildly failed. But the next person, probably, uncool to. So the next person, their life is going to get ruined.
Yep, a little more bad. I agree, Mr. Written Asylum. But yeah, I remember like the social media is like so much to blame for this fucking shit too. Like I remember George Zimmerman, obviously not quite this bad, but I know he's like autographed fucking packages of Skittles and shit like that. Rittenhouse, even if you think he's innocent, like I said, I actually think he's legally innocent at this point. I don't know. I still don't think he's like a hero and now he gets to make his living, whatever. Like writing books, signing books. Like, I don't know.
He's basically been a Second Amendment advocate. He's been, he's been hanging out with all the big gun tubers and politicians and stuff like that. So yeah, I mean, good on him.
Well, so that's right. I got off track. That's something I was gonna say. Even with this Shiloh Hendricks, like as much as I'm guessing I'm not gonna like this lady and she's repulsive. If people are gonna keep giving me money, I'm gonna keep upping the goal. I actually don't blame her for that. I'm more upset at all the people giving her the fucking. Not upset. I'm not upset. It just doesn't affect my life. But I'm more like over the people giving her the money than her changing the goal. Like, you're a single mother with 2 kids. If people just keep giving you money, take it. I don't blame her for that either.
Oh, not one bit. I don't blame her for that. It's why are they giving her money?
Right. That's the part I don't understand. Yeah.
And it can't be just like, as I said, a race thing. I think it's a because they would be getting that much money, or maybe it is a race thing, or it's probably just saying, hey.
Yeah,
I don't know, Silo, if it's foreign governments.
Yeah, it's like I said, I usually don't get into those conspiracies, but I don't understand this shit, man. I don't know how it. The comments I've seen more often than not are white guilt is over, or oops, I hit the wrong one. Sorry, or racists are usually poor.
Not really.
There was also like I said, fuck. I wish I could. I'll see if I can find it while we talk. Someone that
I think as I said, I think it's just getting back. It's just saying, hey, these, this black kid killed this white kid, and they're just been constantly saying, all these black people are coming up saying, good, we need to kill all the white kids, and especially on his give send go.
Yeah, I never even heard of these.
And I think it's just opposing that.
Yeah, I have seen people say that too, like that they're doing it because of what all the money that Karmelo got, and how I know at least there was one comment I saw a bunch of times where someone was like kill white people or some shit like that. I forget the exact words, but because even like I don't remember. Like Kyle Rittenhouse became big hero, but I don't remember him getting a ton of money. Am I just misremembering? Like nothing like this happened for him, right?
No,
Yeah,
he come for his defense fund, I believe.
Because I started.
I don't think it, but it wasn't like that much. It wasn't. It was no $1 million. I think it was like a couple $100,000 or whatever. But I mean, it wasn't a small amount of money, but it wasn't like, like this.
Yeah, and this is
It wasn't
so.
like either of these cases.
Yeah, even Carmelo, I don't even think he made the goal. I think he was last I saw a goal was like 600 grand and he got like 500 something thousand. Um, but who knows? I don't know. They could have. I want to be fair. I didn't pay attention to that one, so I don't know if they upped the goal too. Like if the goal was originally 100,000, 200,000, and they
Yeah, I
surpassed it and
didn't.
they fucking changed it. I have no idea.
Which one?
Um, Carmelo, the black
Yeah,
kid that's
they kept
yeah.
they also kept
They upped
raising
it
it.
too. Okay, yeah. So they did the same fucking
I'm
thing.
fairly certain they kept raising
I'm
it.
sure they did. As I said, I try to put myself in other people's shoes, and yeah, if people kept surpassing my goal easily, yeah, I would change the goal.
Yeah, if you can get it, get it.
Yeah,
That's
this is
fine. It's just like
yeah, I know
why are they getting the money? Why are people giving them money in the first place?
it's
Like why
fascinating.
was this kid getting money for what defense fund? He killed another kid.
I
Well, I
remember.
mean,
Yeah, I commented on the I forget what it was, what I even said, but I commented on Shiloh's thing there. I was like, man, I was like, all the the typical lib I am. I was like there's all these like poor kids. You guys could have helped with all this money or whatever. And I remember there was two comments. I forget what one of them was, but the other one was like racist. Like, yeah, there's no poor kids aren't white or something like that. I forget what he said. So I'm sure it's part racism, but yeah, there's got to be more to it. There's got to be more to it. I don't. I don't know. I don't know what propels people to give in this that much in this type of thing. Like, granted, yeah, like I said, I as written a silent brought up, I gave a little to Wendy yesterday, but to me that like I said, it's different. It's not fucking
you're just
yeah,
having fun
yeah, having fun
and
trying to
Wendy will what Wendy's going to use the money for.
yeah.
She's going to buy McDonald's.
It was bad. Like so, and I don't blame Rochi. Actually, didn't participate for that reason. I haven't seen it, but I guess Wendy showed her foot to Dabbler a week or two ago, and it did not look good. I don't. I
Well,
have
yeah,
no.
they
Yeah,
showed pictures of that.
did
Yeah, and
they? I still haven't seen it, thankfully.
it was pretty
Ooh.
gross.
And
There's something definitely wrong with her foot. Well, I mean, she's very overweight, so
yeah, she's probably diabetic. Which
100%. So
yeah,
I don't imagine her feet are.
yeah,
I wasn't expecting her feet to be in good shape anyway. But
yeah,
yeah, I think it was Saturday morning they showed the feet. They showed um, Wendy's feet.
yeah. Yes. So that's the one part I feel weird about. So I remember I think Eckel announced this last Saturday after the Bedabbler thing, and he said like Wendy had reached out to him, want to do a thing. He's like, sure, and she's like, I need money, and he's like, oh, Wendy, I can't pay you to do the show, whatever. And she's like, no, I really need money. He's like, well, instead of super chats or whatever, I can try and do accepting super chats. I can try and do a little fundraiser for you. And the other part of it was we were supposed to come up with brainstorm ways that Wendy can get healthy, and that got thrown right out the window. Because as
Yeah,
you said, yeah, the realization is we know no matter what we say, she's gonna spend it on, that. So
yeah, she's not sort of mentally proficient enough
100%, yeah,
to
it's
understand what exactly is
right.
happening and going on. So that's how it's going to go for Wendy.
Yeah, yeah,
Nothing can be done.
Yeah, I heard Rochi say that like he wanted no part of the show, because his mother lost her foot, so. And he said his mother's foot looked worse than Wendy's, but the ways Wendy's looked, that's what it
Definitely gonna
looks
be.
like right before you're about to get to that stage, sort of thing. So,
So
I don't know. Go on. Sorry.
I would say her foot's definitely going to be going.
You think so? Yeah. Yeah. I wonder. Like, I don't know enough, obviously, about if Wendy has any family help in her life. I don't know what's going on. Helping her with this shit. I have no idea.
I mean, doesn't she live with like? I thought she lived with a family member.
Could be. I actually
Is it
have
her
no
mom? I
idea.
think it's her mom or something that she lives with,
Is it?
right?
Could be. I imagine she lives with somebody. I can't imagine she lives by herself. Now that you
Oh
mention
yeah,
it.
yeah, she doesn't seem
Yeah.
the kind of person that can live alone.
Yeah. I wonder if do you know if Jake lives alone? I know I've seen people check in on him and bring stuff, but I never can figure out if he's alone and people just check in on him or if he's with
I
somebody.
believe he lives with his niece.
Yeah, she seems to help him out a lot. The niece.
Yeah.
So that could be. Oh, she lives with siblings. I messed that up. Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
she had.
Yeah, back then, yeah. I mean, there's got to be somebody. I can't imagine even legally she could, because I'm sure she's collecting something, and so I'm sure you got to go through a whole process there to see if you can even, can live on your own with that shit. Yeah, that's the one part I felt conflicting, helping out because I don't know if I'm, in the long run I'm not helping. I'm just making her life a little happier in the short term.
Yeah,
But,
I mean, what else can you do with her?
yeah, I guess there's nothing I can do. But I always found she loves that. I even told him, dude, I think, and I'm not even joking. Like whatever she has, I think in her head. I know she knows Eckle isn't a real pineapple, but that's all she can picture is this guy looks like a pineapple. You know what I mean? So
Right.
it's like she's like in love with him because he's a fucking pineapple with an accent.
She likes the pineapple filter.
Yeah. It's funny. She steals like I've seen stuff like her thumbnails or her backdrop. She steals the shit from him all the time. Like I've literally been pictures of like because she'll take from between two hacks. Like I've been in Wendy's backdrop. Wendy's don't even know who the fuck I am. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like I've never talked to Wendy. Just just chatting and comments and shit. But yeah, I don't think she has any idea who the fuck I am. But I'm like, you're stealing my likeness, Wendy. What the fuck? But yeah, that's how much.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
Yeah, obviously I don't care. But
yeah.
yeah.
She's gonna do what she's gonna do, and that's all.
Yeah, it's a no-win situation. Yeah, I knew I was gonna give her something. I just didn't know.
I said, I've given to Wendy, I've given to Shuli, I've given to many creators that I like, but I honestly not very much.
No, me, yeah, dude. I've never. What I gave Wendy was the most I've ever given, and it was $20. It was 10 and 10. Yeah. So I'm usually like a $2 or $5 super chat fucking guy.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
Although I mean, I was a tier 2 member on TSN for a little while, but because I did like the raid. I watched a lot. It's definitely worth the $10, but I just I didn't want to spend the $10 anymore, and then I just got rid of my subscription, and I haven't paid for 1 cent in like 6 months.
Oh, dude, you know what's funny? So the only membership I actually pay for is Eckle, and the rest I've been gifted like 18 months worth of Shuli memberships or something like that. And everyone else, I've been gifted. I think I paid for a WATP one once.
Oh yeah, I just paid for a WATP one because I've been listening to what is it? What do they call it? Living in the Past.
Okay,
they're going through Stuttering John's old podcast, and I was thinking that might be something we want to do.
Yeah, I can might be about it.
But I started listening to them, and honestly, it's not
nothing much there.
Yeah, I wasn't really a Stern fan, so there's a lot of stuff that he's like just complains about Stern people. So I'm just like, okay. So like I mean, if we want to go through that, I mean, that might be something we might want to think about doing, maybe like starting this week, because it is political. It does get political.
Okay. Yeah, it's right. He used to
but
do
it's John level political.
Right. Yeah, we'll figure something out. Yeah. Shit, what was I gonna say? I forget. Oh yeah, the only time it was a selfish reason when Carl had me on to talk to his that PI there. I knew his shows, his live shows, were members only, so I signed up for a membership that month just so I could fucking watch whatever the show I was gonna be on. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Just him and Eckel and everything else. I get gifted memberships for shows. I swear to God, I think I was in once or twice. Like I've gotten Nobody Likes Onions memberships. I
I
probably
got one of
watched
those.
10 minutes of Melton my whole fucking life.
Yeah, same.
Yeah,
I rarely watch. Nobody Likes Onions just because it's so long
so long.
and it takes forever to get to anything.
Yes, yes. He taught everything's slow and methodical, and yeah, and he's
But I
well
got one
spoken.
for the.
Yeah,
I've got a Eckel Pineapple membership.
nice.
I've never watched it.
Yeah, see,
I mean, I watch Between Two Hacks every now and again. Just like yesterday, I did a little bit. You saw
yeah.
it was on.
Yeah.
But I generally don't really watch any of Eckel's stuff. Sorry,
Well,
Pineapple.
what's funny is some of the smaller show, like him and Luigi and some others, obviously they're whatever they have for members, they get like 30, 50 people watching at a time. But they got like some super loyal people that give so many memberships that I think some people even got refunded memberships on both those guys because there's just no one else to give it to. So that's why, yeah, if you just pop in once or twice, you're gonna get memberships or whatever. Because yeah, he gets at least like 10, 15 gifted every show. So
That's cool.
yeah.
But yeah,
So,
I'd like to. I keep meaning to watch Skeptical Robot Luigi's
yeah.
show. I'm still getting caught up on Unboxing Eric, which I was really enjoying, and then stopped watching because I got other stuff I need to listen to.
Yeah.
And as I said, not being into Stern at the time, I'm not that really invested in Eric as KC and Luigi are.
Yeah, I watched part of it the other night. His shows are interesting. They go on for like 3, 4, 5. There's some long ones. So it depends what they're talking about. But yeah, just a short time I watched. Like I don't know if Mike's shitty internet provider hit the fucking lottery, but he gave them like 50 memberships, and he gave like someone else 50 memberships. So I don't know. It must be nice.
Oh, there's some of these people, I don't know what they do for money,
Yeah.
but
Yep.
I certainly wouldn't be spending this. Even if I had money, I wouldn't be spending this much
Right.
on people. Like, yeah, even if I was, a multiple millionaire, I don't think I'd be spending this much money.
Yeah, the some of the richer pay pigs, it's like I don't know, they must get like some kind of rush about. I don't know, you know what I mean? I don't get it. I'm not knocking it. It's just like some of the like KB used to have like certain guys that would just give him tons of money every fucking episode, and they were called the pay pigs. But yeah, there's got to be other shit you can spend money on.
The general term for it is a pay pig. Yeah, that's sort of the universal term.
All right, man, we're over the hour mark. Do you want to wrap it up since we even?
Yeah, I think we're just sort of rambling on
yeah.
now because there's just, I mean, honestly, the news has been terrible.
Yeah, it was a rough week. It was a rough week. I knew this episode was going to be a little rougher than usual. You're like, oh, Ridden Asylum, appreciate you, buddy. Oop.
Yeah, thanks for swinging by.
If you're around tomorrow, we're going to be back tomorrow night at 8:00 with Ava and Jake. Should be interesting. Gonna ask them some questions. They're gonna ask each other some questions. Yeah, should be a good time.
I'm gonna ask questions.
Yeah, that's why I said, yeah, we're gonna ask questions. They're gonna ask each other questions, stuff like that. They can ask us questions. It's just gonna be kind of like a free for all. Well, anything with Jake, you can't really coordinate. We'll see.
Yeah, I have no real plans on what I'm gonna say or do. I'm just gonna kind of roll with it because this seems like it's going to be one of those things that like if you make any plans, it's going to fall through.
Right. Yeah.
If you write down some ideas, they're not going to happen.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, I can't remember if when Alva came on last week. Remember, she was trying to tell us that somebody was on MLC, and do you think we could get him? And I thought she was talking about that karmic guy, and I was like, I don't know. Then finally, I was talking to her, and I found out it was Jake. I'm like, oh, I can get Jake. She's like,
Oh yeah,
yeah. She's like, for I'm like, yeah, I can get Jake. So I've been trying to set it up for days. First, I emailed Jake with the email on his YouTube, which apparently is an email he doesn't use anymore. Luckily, I saw him in a chat on a live, and I messaged him, so he gave me his other email, and we've been emailing back and forth. And he's super excited. Ava's very excited. So she found Jake fascinating. So it should be fun, man. And I don't know if anything political will come up, but whatever. We'll see. There's a lot of other shit we can talk about. Should be interesting. So.
Oh yeah, especially his interview with Adam Bush.
Yeah, I haven't watched that. Have you watched
really?
that?
It's really good. Yeah.
Is it?
It is. It's definitely worth a watch. Adam has the patience of a saint.
Saint.
And
Yeah,
also he needs to be spending his time a lot better.
I know he did but I'm like, shit, at this rate, I might reach out to Adam. Fuck it. But yeah.
Well, he says he's going on to do anybody. So
yeah,
if you want to have him on, we could probably get him on.
Yep.
I mean, I'd like to talk to him, but I mean, I don't think we're the kind of people that he seems to want to like talk to the people that are sort of like against on the other side.
Yeah. Gotcha.
You know, like Quad Father. And I don't know Jake so much. If he's like kind of on sort of the receiving side of any issues of the Dabbleverse, because I mean, come on.
Yeah. Right. Oh man. Yeah. Oh no, I already told you. Never mind. Yeah, it should be interesting. I'm definitely gonna have to watch that before tomorrow night. I'll watch. He went on with Quad Father too, right?
Yeah, he went on with Quad Father, and yeah, he really tore into the Quad Father.
Okay.
It was that was a good one too, because Quad would say something, and then Adam would be like, oh yeah, like what? And then Quad couldn't answer. It is just like, a lot of everybody's saying this, and it's like who?
Yeah.
Well, everybody. Okay, so nobody. That's what that means.
Yeah.
That's what that means. That means you heard somebody say something that somebody else said it or something.
Right.
Or you heard somebody say that's everybody saying it. Stuff like that. It was pretty wild. Yeah, he really laid into Quad Father there.
Nice. All right, I'll definitely make sure I watch the Jake one. Actually, I got to remember, I got to email Jake tonight. He emailed me a few hours ago.
Good luck with that. Better you than me.
Yeah, just to make sure we're still on, because we hadn't talked in a couple of days. I'm like, no.
Yeah, it's also better you than me, because I don't really check my email that often.
Yeah.
So. Especially this email, like the Liquid Cryptid email, I barely check at all.
No, that's where I'm at. I had one that I used a lot, and then I just created this Mumbling Nick one like a month or so ago, and that's the one I emailed. That's the one I want to start using from now on for the Dabbleverse. There's a couple Dabbleverse people that have my other email, because I emailed them from that months or last year.
I go to that my Liquid Cryptid email. It's just all spam.
Yeah, right. Because that's all that use it for. What sucks is the email I use more than anything is my work email, but obviously I'm not using that for fucking Dabbleverse. So
yeah, that's probably not a great idea.
Not the best idea. Yeah.
At work, I use my work email the most, but yeah.
Yeah. Considering the @ is at the company I work for, yeah, it'll be pretty easy to figure out. So, all right, my man. Yeah, wasn't our smoothest, but hey, we got through it. We'll brainstorm next week. Should be better, and tomorrow should be a blast. So
yeah, tomorrow should be a blast, and next week maybe we need to get we'll talk about programming.
Yeah.
That's at a different time.
Sounds
not on the air.
Yeah. All right, thank you for everyone here. Thank you, Liquid Cryptid, for joining me.
Thanks for having me.
And I'll see you tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll see some of you guys tomorrow night. Thanks, everyone.
Good night.
Peace.
Liquid Cryptid, wanna keep my mumbling, baby. I lean left, he leans right. Hands up now, hands down. Tell me what you vote now. It's in now, Democrats out. Hands up now, hands down. Wall up, tell me what you gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Yeah. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. You may also like political stuff, dabbleverse stuff, mumbling, pineapple stuff, dabbling, controversial stuff. Now I know y'all be loving this shit right here. N-I-C-K, mumbling is right here. People in the house, put them hands in the air. Cause if you don't vote, then we don't care. 1, 2, 3 times 2 to the 6. Jonesing for your fix of that damn politics mix. So where the fudge you at, punk? Shut the fudge up and back the fudge up while we fudge this track up. On your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up, on your flags up. Retort in, now retort out. Hands up now, hands down. Back down, tell me what you're gonna touch now. Republicans in now, Democrats out. Guns up now, hands down. Black up, tell me what you're gonna vote now. Dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Come on. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Yeah. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. Keep dabbling, 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 dabbling. You wanna mess with dabbling in politics? You can't mess with dabbling in politics. Listen, we debate it on every week Saturday night, and this YouTube thing right here. Yo, we're doing it all the time. So you better get some better views and get fame up on your dime. So we got the gang set, so don't complain yet. 24/7, never begging for a rain check. Old school dabblers blasting out the political shit. The back and forth shit, put bounce in the dabble pit. On your flags up, on your flags up.